Hello everyone and welcome to this video lecture. In this video lecture we are going to understand what Numpy is and let us get started. So Numpy is nothing but a fundamental package for scientific computing with Python. So Numpy is I would say it is the most essential part of scientific Python toolkit. So all the other libraries in the scientific Python ecosystem, they use Numpy and the data structures and the routines provided by Numpy in some or the other way. So basically Numpy defines a very powerful n-dimensional array object or a data structure known as ND array and routines to manipulate that ND array. And as I have already told you, it also has other derived objects like masked arrays and matrices. So try to understand that all the other libraries, without an exception, they make use of Numpy for representing the data. So basically Numpy provides the data structure and the calculations associated with that data structure. So suppose you want to do some image processing operation or signal processing operation, then your image or signal can be stored into a Numpy ND array as a series of numbers, and Numpy provides all the operations to manipulate that ND array. So this means that you are doing operations on your signal or image or your sound or audio or whatever may be. Okay, so the data actually has meaning when we interpret that data in the right context. So Numpy actually work plainly on data. Okay, so it doesn't actually worry about the context, it just works on the numbers and data and the data structures, and then it does all the arithmetic, logical and mathematical operations, bitwise operations and all. So there are operations for almost any sort of imaginable thing in Numpy. So let us move ahead. So it has got assortment of routines for arrays for faster computation. And as I have told you already, Numpy is used by other libraries like SciPy, Matplotlib, OpenCV, Open Computer Vision, Scikit-Image, it's a image processing library, Scikit-Learn. It is a library for machine learning and artificial intelligence in Python, and Pandas, that is for data science to store multidimensional data. So as I already told you that the data, when we work with scientific computing, it couldn't be like stored into 1 or 2 dimensional data structures. We require actually multidimensional data structure. So let us take an example of image. Okay, we know that image has got width and height, and if the image is grayscale, we just have simple data points. Okay, but if the image is a multi-channel image or if it is a color image, then it is definitely a multi-channel image. So we have to maintain 3 separate planes or 3 separate arrays. Okay, 3 separate 2-dimensional matrices for storing the information about each and every color component, and then we need to pack them together. So Numpy provides a very important data structure known as ND array, so that image can be stored directly into ND array and then they can be directly manipulated. Also the signal, it might actually have a real component, it could have imaginary component. Your signal could be a 2D signal or a 3D signal and all. Then you can definitely use the data structures in Numpy to define that signal and to store the data related to signal, and then you can definitely do a lot of calculations on that particular signal, and that becomes signal processing. So this is how we can use Numpy. So remember that Numpy is one of the most fundamental and the important libraries when it comes to scientific computing. Scientific computing is not going to be complete unless, or actually there won't be any scientific computing if we computing with Python if we exclude Numpy. We will have to bring in some other library into picture to take place of Numpy, which does the same function. And I have been working with Python since last 10 years. I really do not see any library which can potentially take place of Numpy. So if you are planning to make your career into any one of these fields, that is SciPy, Matplotlib, visualization, computer vision, image processing, AI and machine learning, or data science, then you must be very good with numerical Python. So that is all about Numpy and numerical Python. Thanks a lot for watching this video lecture, and see you all in the next video lecture.